Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to 5 things to know about Canada before visiting. Now obviously I'm sure that there were well more than 5 things to know about Canada before visiting, but hey, this is certainly just going to be a good start. Every country has its own little niche things that it might have, and so we got to start somewhere. But anyway, let's just see what this guy has to say.
Today I want to talk to you about things you need to know when traveling to Canada. There are a lot of misconceptions about Canada and about Canadians, so I felt that it was important to let people know what the real deal is with regards to these aspects in Canada. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to highlight is that Canada is a huge country.
We know this one.
So huge, in fact, that if you were to go from St. John's, Newfoundland to Vancouver by plane, it would take you 8 hours and 55 minutes.
Whoa, what? 9 hours to cross the country, and that's just like the bottom? St. John, he doesn't really start it off. Maybe I have to look up the map, but I'll do it later. Either way, from going from all the way out there, I mean, I guess that's not really mainland, so I guess, I don't know if we really want to count it, but I guess in a way you have to, because it's Canada either way. And so yeah, to go from all the way on the east to all the way on the west, that is 9 hours, let alone if you're going diagonally or anything. That's insane.
From St. John's, Newfoundland to Vancouver by plane, it would take you 8 hours and 55 minutes. If you want to go by car, you'd have to drive all 7,000 plus kilometers, and it would take you 77 hours.
7,000 kilometers? I did not realize it was that wide. I mean, obviously every single map we've ever seen realistically has been projected weirdly, and so I just thought, okay, obviously as you're getting towards the top of the map, it's just going to be disproportionately just stretched out. But no, to hear that it is still, what, 7,000 kilometers across, that's insane.
I don't think you can go to Toronto and then go to Calgary for an afternoon and come back. This is not like a lot of other European countries or the situation in Southeast Asia. The country is huge. These are not small countries.
No.
So you're not going to be able to go to one place quite quickly. Now, plan out your trip ahead of time, and you can visit multiple cities, but do know it takes a long time.
Yeah, now obviously that is the same kind of point that we've had with Australia before. Apparently people somehow are underestimating the size of all these massive countries, and you go, no. It's not just like a 20-minute train ride between here and there. That is a 20-hour by, I don't know, for the Flash just running at full speed kind of thing. And so it absolutely makes sense. And really just not even for Canada, not even just for Australia, no. Know how big the country is that you're going to before you actually go there. Because, well, like you said, you've got to plan out your trip either way. And to some regard, you might not have every single little detail scheduled in, but I feel as though you should at least know the rough distance and just time it takes to get between all these different places, because like I said, it's not like Europe, it's not like Southeast Asia. You can't just country hop all day long. And so in a way, I almost just feel as though it's just a reason for people to improve their geography skills. You don't have to know every little mountain's name, but just know how big the world is, and then the countries are, and just where they are, and all those kind of things.
The next thing you need to know is that Toronto is not the capital of Canada.
It's Ottawa, isn't it?
People think that because it's Canada's largest city and there are a lot of things going on there, that it is the capital.
Nah.
That is not the case. And a lot of maps actually misrepresent this.
Oh, really?
So if you want to go to the capital region of Canada,
what?
You can go to Ottawa.
There we go. I was right. It is Ottawa. But that's so strange. What the hell are maps doing, just completely misrepresenting it? I mean, I can only assume that Australia's probably has the same thing. Everyone probably assumes that Sydney is the major capital city, but it's not. I mean, it's a major city, but it's not the capital city. That title goes to Canberra. And look, I certainly won't blame people if they go, I don't even know what you're talking about. What the hell? Surely the major city, like the main city, let's say New York, surely that's meant to be the main city. But no, all these cities, they might be the biggest, they might be the most famous, but they're just not the biggest, and I guess the capital city. And also, I've just noticed that there's a kind of a face right here, getting some serious pareidolia vibes right here. I mean, I don't know if I need to look around and see if there's any more, but just look at that old man, or really just whatever you see. But I just see an absolute face. I wonder if that was on purpose or not. I can only assume not, but it just absolutely caught my eye. But anyway,
is only a few hours northeast of Toronto. And there's a lot to do in Ottawa, but really Toronto is the biggest city, but not the capital.
There we go. And I mean, a quick note, even though we were saying there's a few things to do in Ottawa, don't treat Canberra the same. There really just isn't that much to do there besides just go look at Parliament House, which is a cool building, but that's kind of it.
Next thing to highlight is that if you want to bring maple syrup out of the country, you do need to declare it on your customs form when you enter your country of origin. It is a food, and some places it is banned or it is regulated. So do make sure that you check your own custom laws before bringing maple syrup home. And another thing is that maple syrup oftentimes is not allowed on an aircraft. So that's one other thing. Pack it in
What?
your checked-in
Hang
luggage
on a
to make
second.
sure that you're not going to have your maple syrup confiscated.
Oh wait, so okay, so it is allowed. What? I'm so confused.
Other
Not
thing, pack
allowed
it in
on
your
an
checked-in
aircraft.
luggage
Wow.
to-
So okay, well, he doesn't actually mean not allowed on an aircraft. He means just not allowed on carry-on. I can only assume, because then he goes on to say pack it in your checked-in luggage. But no, either way, there's so many random things there. One, for instance, what the hell is maple syrup doing being banned in some countries or just being imported or whatever? I mean, I don't know if there's some kind of laws because it was fake maple syrup or what. But either way, just to have maple syrup of all things not really allowed on a plane or not even allowed into a country sounds completely strange. I mean, of course, you have to declare it as a food item. That makes total sense. But the other ones just blown my mind.
Canada is not always cold. If you're looking to go to Canada because you want to see a winter wonderland, you will still have to come during the winter months.
Yeah, right.
There are a lot of areas in Canada that have varying temperatures because it is such a large country. As an example,
Fair enough.
Vancouver rarely gets to be in freezing levels. You will see snow in the mountains or on an unusually cold day.
Yeah,
but
right.
in terms of averages, the temperature rarely falls below 4 degrees centigrade in Vancouver. And if you
In winter,
are
I
a
can
Fahrenheit
only
user,
assume?
that is about 39 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, well, I guess that certainly makes sense. Like I said, it's a massive country spanning a massive amount of, longitudes, latitudes. Either way, it's certainly good to know, because I just would have assumed, I mean, I've read a couple of comments saying that no, we get actually quite hot being Canada and whatnot, but I just would have assumed that most areas of Canada, just because it seems like it's so north, do just kind of generally sit around a very cold, icy, maybe not all the time, but very cold environment, usually the entire year round. And so then to hear that a place like Vancouver never drops below 4, I mean, I'd kind of love to know what the Sydney differential graph is or whatever, but either way, that is very surprising to me, because Canada, in my mind, it's just freezing all year round.
It doesn't get that cold comparative to other places in the country.
In the country,
Now,
okay.
the last thing I want to highlight, which is probably the most important thing to my heart.
Before you go on, mate, see, like every single picture that they've actually showed, I mean, there was one, where was it? This one, no, that one, I guess there's no snow there. But realistically, every single other one seems to have some level of either deciduous trees or just snow and other things in it, because it just completely concerns the fact in my mind that it is just cold, but then they go, no, it's not that cold, so I don't know what to feel anymore.
Is a Poutine. That's the way
No.
the Ontarians call it, and it's completely wrong.
Alrighty then, well, I want to take it back and hear him pronounce
Is
it
a
again.
Poutine. Now,
Yeah, I've heard it pronounced poutine before. I don't know if that's just an American style pronunciation to make more sense for their heads or whatever, but either way, here we
you
go.
might hear it called Poutine or Poutine or whatever.
Poutine, that sounds
That's
wrong.
the way the Ontarians call it, and it's completely wrong.
Fair
It's called a
enough.
Poutine, and if you want a true version, because let's face it, you can get Poutines pretty much anywhere
What
in the
is
world
it,
these
though?
days. It's become one of those things where people like to have it across the globe, so people have brought it and made it their own with various culinary twists.
Whoa.
We even have
What?
high
Hang on a second, what the hell is that? I mean, I guess I should probably let him speak and talking, maybe he'll explain it, but either way, that, compared to where is it that, they're just not even one and the same. That looks like a 5-star sushi restaurant with a little bit of a twist or something, but the other one just looks like chips and gravy and I don't even know, mashed potato or something.
end restaurants in New York City offering gourmet poutines.
Wow.
But regardless, if you
Probably
want
like 150
the
bucks
best,
or something.
the greasiest type of poutine that you could ever have,
What
you've got to
is it,
head
though?
into the Montreal area, head into the suburbs, and go and grab a poutine at a local hockey arena.
There we
So
go.
You just go into the neighborhood. There are skates that indicate where the
Wait,
nearest
what?
arena are. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's a sign with a skate on it with an arrow.
Wait, what? That is insane. I mean, obviously that has to be a stop sign, but no, that entire sign saying, I guess it's a ice skating rink / hockey center, the entire thing. I don't think I've ever just seen, I guess for a sporting complex, just a particular like individual sign like that. I mean, I also love that it's in a house. It's not just like a guy with a hockey stick or anything like that. No, it's literally just an enclosed area where they're going, come this way if you just want to get all these different things. And a Poutine, I think it was called, not a Poutine, not a Poutine, not anything like that. But no, that's crazy.
Follow those, you'll get to an arena. It's best to go after supper because that's when all the minor league hockey
After
teams
supper?
are playing, and then from there,
Surely that's
when the
late.
little restaurants or stands, chip stands in the arena are open. Go
Wow.
grab a small poutine and then thank yourself as you watch some minor league hockey play. It's quite an experience to
There
be
we
had.
go.
I highly recommend it. Check it out. Now, the exception to this is that if you're in
Ooh.
Montreal proper, you do need to head to the Banquise. It is probably the best poutine that I have ever had in my life.
Oh, okay. I was going, where the hell? What am I looking at here? But no, that certainly makes sense. The 24th, 1968. Damn.
Head there if you can. If not, head to a local hockey arena.
Wow.
Thank me later.
There
There
we
you
go.
have it. Those are
Man, that was a whole bundle of things, but man, I just want to go back to this because I just cannot believe that they have signs. And also, where is it? The 5-star one. How the hell is that and that right there? How are they ever considered the same thing? That is ridiculous. And I still really don't know what it is. Is it kind of, like I said, chips and gravy and mashed potato? Or is it, I mean, honestly, it looks like it could be butter, even though I'm like 99% sure it isn't butter. Either way, the entire thing certainly doesn't look as though it's the healthiest meal. And look, he even said that if you want to get the greasiest, fattiest, whatever it was, then you should just be following those signs all the way to a heart attack. But no, overall, that's certainly an interesting fact. Like, I really, like I said, I would love to know what exactly it is. And also, like they said, surely like mini leagues, whatever he called it, junior leagues, surely if it's after supper, I mean, I can only assume he's meaning dinner, that's going to be quite late. So it's quite surprising that it's going to be after. I mean, unless people are generally having it earlier because the sun's setting later or the sun's setting earlier. And so I guess actually, if that is the case and it's actually kind of a later thing in the night, then maybe even though it's not going to be the sweetest thing in the world, it can just be treated like a dessert or something like that. But either way, no, I guess you can certainly try one, and you just have to go to, where is it? This place right here if you want apparently the best one in the world or the best place, whatever it may be.
There you have it. Those are my
anyway,
top 10 things to know about
top
Canada.
10 things.
If you are a Canadian or you've traveled to Canada and you think there's something else that's worth highlighting, let me know.
I mean, I'm sure there's a million
I would love to
things.
share it with the rest of the community.
Well, alrighty then. Well, obviously that was a very short and sweet video that covered a whole range of things. Obviously, from the massive distance that Canada is, 7,000 kilometers. I'm still blown away by that fact because kind of putting Australia next to Canada, I certainly would have thought that it was that much bigger or that much wider. But hey, I guess once you include the kind of just islands and whatnot, it is certainly a big country, being the second biggest in the world, as we know. But then for him to move on to kind of the colder weather and whatnot, and then of course just finishing off with the ice hockey kind of culture, mix it with all this entire stuff. No, where is it? Here we go. That entire heart stopper. It really was just a very short and sweet video. And that's completely fine. You know, like I said, every country is going to have just an infinite number of things. There are too many things to ever fit in one video, 10 videos, or an infinite number of videos. There are just too many little nuances between every single country. And so, hey, it was certainly a nice video. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching it. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to do the YouTube algorithm things down below. Other than that, if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then you know we checked out other Canada stuff or even just other international stuff. And of course, just also make sure to check out the original video in the description below. Or hey, maybe you even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.